So I came across this article from the Senior Center, and I think a lot of you are going to want to hear this because it talks about something most middle class retirees are dealing with right now. It's about when to take Social Security, and honestly, the timing on this is trickier than most people think. Let me read you what they say here. Middle class senior citizens face a unique challenge when deciding the right time to take Social Security. And that right there is the whole issue in a nutshell. If you're in the middle class, you're kind of stuck between two different worlds when it comes to this decision. Here's what they're talking about. For those struggling financially, taking Social Security as soon as possible often feels like a necessity to cover immediate needs. So if you're barely making ends meet, you take it at 62 because you need that money now. That makes sense, right? You can't wait around if the bills are piling up. Then on the flip side, more affluent seniors may also claim early, knowing they can invest their benefits or live comfortably off their retirement savings. The wealthy folks take it early too, but for completely different reasons. They've got enough saved up that they don't really need it, so they figure why not take it now, invest it, let it grow. They're playing a different game. But what about everyone in between? That's where it gets complicated. The article says, for middle-class retirees, the decision can be more complex. They often weigh the benefits of delaying Social Security to allow their monthly payments to grow. And this is the boat a lot of you are probably in. You're not desperate for the money right this second, but you're also not sitting on a pile of savings where it doesn't matter. You're trying to figure out what's actually going to give you the best outcome. Here's the thing about waiting. If you hold off until your full retirement age, or even longer, your monthly check goes up. We're not talking about a small bump either. Every year you wait past 62 increases your benefit. By the time you hit 70, you could be getting 75% more per month than if you'd taken it at 62. Let me put that in real numbers. Say your benefit at 62 would be $1,100 a month. If you wait until 70, that same benefit could be over $20,600 a month. That's an extra $100 every single month for the rest of your life. But here's the catch. You've got to be able to afford to wait. And that's not always realistic for middle-class families who might have used up their savings or who got laid off before they planned to retire or who have medical expenses eating into everything. The article continues, waiting until full retirement age or even beyond can significantly increase their monthly benefits, offering more financial security down the road. So the question becomes, do you take less money now when you might need it, or do you wait for more money later when you're going to be older and possibly dealing with higher healthcare costs? There's no perfect answer because everyone's situation is different. But what really caught my attention is what they say next about the future of the whole system. A key consideration in this debate is the future of Social Security. Every senior deserves higher benefits, and this is only possible through the restoration of the trust fund. Now, if you've been following the news at all, you know the Social Security Trust Fund has been a mess for years. The government has been borrowing from it, and there's a lot of talk about whether it's going to be there in 10 or 20 years. The article makes this point. This would also give older Americans greater flexibility in choosing when to begin receiving benefits, ensuring greater financial freedom regardless of economic status. In other words, if the trust fund was actually fully funded the way it's supposed to be, you wouldn't have to stress so much about the timing. You could make the choice based on what actually works for your life, not based on fear that the money might not be there later. Right now, middle-class retirees are stuck making these huge decisions without knowing if the system is even going to hold up. And that's not fair, especially when you've been paying into Social Security your entire working life. The article wraps up by saying this balance between timing and financial security highlights the importance of policy changes that benefit everyone. Specifically, this change would help middle-class retirees who deserve the rewards of the system they've paid into throughout their working lives. And I think that's the key point here. This isn't about getting something for nothing. This is about getting what you paid for. Every paycheck you ever earned had Social Security taxes taken out. That was your money going into the system with the promise that it would be there when you needed it. So, what does this mean for you if you're trying to figure out when to take Social Security? First, look at your actual financial situation. Can you realistically wait? Do you have enough savings or other income to cover your bills for a few more years? If yes, waiting probably makes sense because that higher monthly payment adds up over time. Second, think about your health and your family history. If you're in great shape and your parents lived into their 90s, waiting for a bigger benefit could pay off. If you've got health issues, taking it earlier might be the smarter move. Third, don't ignore the elephant in the room, which is what's happening with Social Security funding. Keep an eye on the news, pay attention to what's being proposed in Congress, and make your voice heard about protecting the trust fund. At the end of the day, this decision is too important to just guess at. Talk to a financial advisor if you can. Run the numbers for your specific situation. And don't let anyone shame you for whatever choice you make, because you're the one who knows what your life actually looks like. What do you think? Are you planning to take Social Security early, wait until full retirement age, or hold out until 70? Drop a comment and let me know what you're thinking. And if this was helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos about retirement and Social Security.